Okay, so we've looked at the basic controls, the start, the stop, how to make an output come on, how to wait, and also a decision saying, is this input on? Yes, do this. If no, do that. You can see I've taken the second decision out because it was getting a bit complicated. Right, we're now going to look at something called subroutines or sub-procedures. Okay, and what that means is that you can have a separate section of flowchart, and that separate section of flowchart can be called to run at any point. Okay, that is the technical term, calling it. So you call a subroutine. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to get rid of this line here, and this line here, and I am going to pop that up there with a start and a stop. Now it's really important that you have a stop, because if you don't have a stop, this code will loop round forever. So now I have got, when I run it, that asks, is it on? No. If I put yes for the start, my flowchart breaks because there's no yes. But this is right. This one runs straight away and only runs once at the moment. So what we need to do is say, I don't want this one to run automatically. I want it to be a subroutine or sub-procedure, and I want it to run when I call it. So to do that, we need to make it a subroutine. Okay? And to do that, we click on the start, and instead of going start or stop, we go to sub, and we give it a name. So this is going to be mouth, sub mouth. So now when I run my code, that does not run because it doesn't say start. It says, oh, this is a subroutine. Run when you tell me to. And now you should have noticed on here there is an extra icon that says sub. So if we get that and we click it, we can now call a subroutine. And we've got our subroutine mouth there. And we've got repeat, and that's the number of times we want to repeat this code. So I'm going to say repeat it twice. And now we'll link this up here. So now it says start is star on. Yes, if star is on, call the subroutine mouth, which is here, and run it 2 times. So you run through that once and run through it again. If I had a loop, the one time would just run endlessly because it would just loop round. So you need a start and a sub and a stop for a subroutine. And just to show you that this will work twice, I'm going to put another output in. I'm going to put the antenna on. Delay 1 second. Put the antenna off. And delay 1 second. And then let's join these up and loop this back round to the decision. So now we run this, nothing happens. As soon as I click the star, it's jumped to the subroutine. So it's running through it once. There's once. This is number 2. And after number 2, it now runs through this code here. And when it gets back round, it will run that twice. So that is what is a subroutine. Now if I take the star off, once it's run through this code, it will stop itself. Okay, so it's saying no, it's checking, is the star on? No. So that is how you do a subroutine, or sometimes it's called a sub-procedure. A second flowchart, but on here you choose sub, give it a name, and then you get the sub button, and you can call the sub, and you can say how many times you want that sub to run. So have a go at that, putting in subroutines or sub-procedures into your algorithms.